I got Aidan coming over to say hi.
Oh,
You want to talk?
Turtleboy?
You want to talk to Aidan Kearney?
I do. How do you get out of the courthouse?
He landed Aidan.
Here he is. I'll hand the phone to him.
Let's
I'll
get
hold
the
it for him.
Turtleboy. Get
He landed Aidan.
Live stream with
Billy Bush.
Turtleboy.
What's up, Billy?
Turtleboy, my brother. What's going on? How'd you get out of the courthouse? Bev let you sneak out?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're on break right now. Juries are deliberating, so everybody's just out here. There's like thousands of people here, man. It's like alive. Everyone's here supporting Karen Reed. They just picked a really good jury, in my opinion. And, I think they have like an hour or so more that they can deliberate today. So they might as well just do it today. It started on April Fool's. It should end on Friday the 13th. Amen.
Oh my God! Started on April Fool's, ends on Friday the 13th. Holy shit! This is unbelievable. Poetic. How poetic.
Those jurors are smart. They just went in that room and they probably looked at each other and they're like, "This is all bullshit, right? Like, I don't want to come back next week. Let's do this. Like, we're gonna have the same decision next week. She didn't do it, obviously. So let's get the hell out of here."
Let me ask you a question. Someone mentioned earlier that the jury it looks like a bunch of Gen Zers. Tell me when you look at that jury, like what kind of people are we looking at here?
Very
Again and again. Shop bras and more at honeylove.com.
Some of the older jurors were eliminated, but like there's one kid that looks like he's like 20, and I look at him and I'm like, that kid's not putting someone away for life. No way. Another kid, several of them are under the age of 30. There's two women in the front row who are my favorites. One of them's pregnant. The other one, they're both probably like 30 years old, young 30s. And they just you can tell by looking at their faces after a couple months that they're not going to acquit. They're not going to convict Karen Reed. They're going to acquit her. So.
Wow. So they're all mostly young people. So which makes me think every time Bev says stay off social media, I mean, that's really hard to do, right?
She always tells them to be careful with their social media use. You can't be careful with your social media use with this. You go on social media, it consumes you. So I just have put it this way. If they come back today, it's 100% chance not guilty, right? 100%.
100%.
If they're even remotely considering guilty, that would take a lot of convincing. If it comes back today, it's a guarantee not guilty. But otherwise, I would say probably Monday would be not guilty. That would be my guess.
Okay, so we're looking at the clock. It's currently 4 o'clock, just struck 4 o'clock right there. How long do we think? Is 5:30 the deadline? Do we have an hour and a half?
5:30 was the deadline, I thought they said. So she's giving them an hour and a half. Like you said, if she just shut up with those jury instructions or just ChatGPT'd it or something, I don't know. She could have got it. We could have been done by now, but she just droned on. And I don't think a single juror was listening. They were just zoning her out because she's so monotone and boring. And they're they already know what they're going to do, so they don't even need to hear this whole thing,
Turtleboy with us right now. Congratulations on your victory yesterday, right? How are you feeling?
Oh, thank you. Good. I mean, it was a minor misdemeanor right across the street. Beat it. I got more charges to go. But I feel like it was like an omen. You know what I mean? It's just weird it happened the day before Karen Reed trial, comes to an end. So I just feel like it's a sign. And it has to end sometime. It's a beautiful day. Thousands of people out here. Everybody's happy. It would just be the perfect way to end this on a Friday,
Oh, by the way, think about Father's Day on Sunday, right? I mean, Karen's dad?
For Bill Reed, that would be the ultimate Father's Day gift. Not making this his last trip home from Dedham forever.
I look at that man. I see him. He's just hanging in there. He wears his suit every day. He's a dignified, nice guy. You know what I mean? He's a statesman. He's a citizen. Yeah, no kidding.
Everybody should hope that they're, that when their kids grow up, that they have the same kind of relationship with their father that Bill Reed has with his daughter.
No kidding. How are you doing? How's your family doing supporting you with people? You're out there. You're exposed. You're in the public.
They're good. I mean, I don't expose my kids to any of this. They don't know any of this stuff is going on. They're 7 and 10. They're too young to get dragged into this. So they just know I'm a guy on YouTube who people ask to take pictures with whenever we go out. And that's about it,
Do they call you Turtle Dad?
No, they don't. That'd be kind of weird. But,
yeah. But you get hugs. I bet you get hugs from people when you walk around the area, all those nice people behind you.
Oh, yeah. There's been a lot of pictures today, let me tell you. So the kids are used to it. We make jokes about when we go out about how many people are going to ask to take pictures and stuff like that. So they're getting used to it. My daughter came home the other day. She's like, I guess they were asking, what do you do for work and stuff like that. And she's just like, my dad's on YouTube. That's all she knew how to say.
Oh, my God. Oh my
But
God.
she's always busting my chops. I've been telling her, I'm like, I have 135,000 subs. She's like, that's it? Because she's
Yeah.
like, the channels she watches have like 5 million. She's like, that's not a lot.
Oh my
How many you
God.
got? How many you got? None. So there's that.
Hey, tell me about if you got a second. Just we were talking about Peg O'Keefe earlier, and a woman's been through a lot of loss. But I see this like old stalwart, sort of stubborn kind of woman in a way. She can't think possibly
Yeah.
that something could be done like this by his own people in the in law enforcement. That this could never be the case. So
It's
she
too hard of a
directs.
pill for her to swallow that she's surrounded herself for the last couple of years with the people that did this to her son. She just can't accept it. And I get it. I get it. It's like it's a lot easier to accept this fantasy that Karen Reed did this and defied the laws of science and physics. It's a lot easier, I guess, for her to just kind of put her hands in, fingers in her ears and say, no, I don't hear nothing. And because that's the only way that you can still be in that position.
How's Karen's energy when you see her? What's going on? I mean, I thought Alan Jackson was unbelievable. When I compare the closings, I thought, they both took the full amount of time, but Brennan was he said basically he talked about data 10 different ways, and I thought Alan Jackson he kept it interesting. You know what I mean? Like It was a different topic every second. He told an amazing story. It was one of the best closings I've ever seen. What was the like in the room?
He had the jury eaten out of the palm of his hand. They were so interested in everything he was saying. All those visuals, he didn't do anything like that last. It was a completely different closing. When you get rid of the conspiracy stuff, which they've gone this time, it's a lot easier of a sell. When you just convince them, showing the science, showing the experiments, the data, that this could not have happened. There was no collision over and over and over again. And they didn't even have a rebuttal for that. He didn't even bring up Judd Welch's Blue Man Group test. That wasn't even brought up. He brought up ham sandwiches and signal messages and limo rides, but he didn't bring up the Blue Man Group because he knows it's ridiculous. And at the end of the day, either Karen Reed hit it with the car or she didn't, and it's quite obvious. I think he's just going through the motions at this point, and I think he's accepted reality.
Are people surprised the Bryans no Bryans, no Michael Proctor, nobody?
Yeah, I mean, that was a ballsy move not to call any of those people. It's a bold move. But, I think it worked out in the end, although we would have liked to see them. I think their absence spoke volumes. And I think that, just being able to point out, they pointed out all the misdeeds Proctor did, but they didn't give him a chance to talk his way out of it. So I think it was a good thing.
I'm looking at Joe Krowski. He's going to be coming in here in a minute, like soon. But he said her backing up 24 miles an hour with the gas pedal depressed 75% at 34 Fairview. At the same time, he stops moving for the last time, coupled with the phone battery temperature decreasing and her broken taillight leaves little doubt what happened. He said it's fully conclusive in that regard. Your response?
Then ask him, why didn't the Canton police find any taillight at 7 a.m.? There was none. When Lieutenant Gallagher was out there with his leaf blower, which he insisted was like the greatest tool ever invented, he found exactly 0 of those 47 pieces of taillight, despite the fact that only an inch or 2 of snow had fallen. It was bright sunlight. They videotaped the whole thing. There's no taillight there. If there was no taillight there at 7, how did it get there at 5? I'd ask him. And don't 24 miles an hour. I don't care what that stuff says. Get in your car and try to reverse 25 more. Try to go in reverse 24 miles an hour and hit a target. Try it. Give it a shot. I'll give him $1 million if he could do that. He can't do it. Joe Krowski is enough. Joe Krowski is Colin Albert's lawyer. His dad sits in court with Hanky every day. They represent the McAlberts whenever they get arrested. When I was assaulted outside Chris Roberts' pizza shop last year, Joe Krowski Sr., had defended the 2 people that assaulted me. So yeah, Joe Krowski's very biased. Let's just put it that way.
Turtle Boy, you're doing an amazing job. What are we missing? What are you feeling right now? Are you going to get back into the courtroom, or can you sneak back in?
I'm going to get back and just walk around amongst the people down here and thank everybody for coming out here and just feel the good vibes, keep people's, positivity up, and just, hopefully it comes today. If not, we come back here Monday, we do it all over again.
Yeah, Bev's going to head down to the Cape for a
she wants to open up her Cape house. Exactly. She's like, get me out of here. You know. So thanks.
Aidan Kearney.
Thanks, Billy.
Picture you and I.
I love you. Thanks,
Live-
Turtle Boy.
Live stream with you and I.
Thanks.
Billy, you got this?
Oh, look at that right there. Oh, yeah. Oh,
All right,
my
bud.
God. Look at that
Good,
T-shirt he's
thank
wearing.
you. Thanks, Billy.
Peter, wait a minute. Peter, what's on your T-shirt?
What's that?
Your T-shirt. Let me see the shirt.